The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I am one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me as always is...
F.U. Honor. What's up, bitches?
What's up, you sexy Be My Valentine bitches? You beautiful, beautiful love of my life bitches. Man, you never notice how those Valentine's cards were just creepy as fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Like you got in school?
Yeah.
It's like, be mine. I was like, why are you telling me this? You never talk to me. Why are you giving me this card?
I just appreciate when they, use some kind of tie-in, if it's Transformers or whatever. And it's
Whatever
like,
thing is big.
You're the prime one in my heart, or whatever bullshit they have. And you're like, it's got Optimus Prime, it's cool. It's like, no. And, what are you going to... You know how long you hold on to that? Till the end of the day when you fucking throw it in the trash, all right?
You were taught to be respectful.
Exactly. Whoa, I'm going to definitely hold on to this forever. No.
No. Or like the Batman one where it's like, you're the light in my darkness. I'm like, oh, okay. That was creepy.
Yeah.
But no, we are right into February, and February is the month of love, if not anything else, that fake bullshit holiday. Anyway.
Corporate holiday. Brr.
Yeah. Buy more diamonds. Go broke to show that you love her. Or him. Or them.
Or whatever. Just buy our shit.
So, we're going to start the month digging into some new territory. You know, F.U. Hunter and I we've actually been talking pretty frequently about how to incorporate certain series, because there are some really good series that actually are movie-length episodes, or they're movies. They're not just, like Tales from the Crypt 30-minute long episodes. And one of those ones that we were talking about that we've enjoyed some of would be the Hulu series Into the Dark. Now,
yeah, I actually brought it up when we did our 2020 review of I had ample time, so I was able to just sit down and knock out a shitload of ones that have been on Hulu. And they're holiday themed and they're a lot of fun most of the time.
Yeah. So if you have listened to that episode, or you want to go back and listen to that episode, you will know ones that Hunter decided passes. Because the way we decided to bring it in is on the chopping block tonight. We have season 1, episode 5 movie of the Into the Darkness series, Down. Now this one came out. The first episode was October of the previous year in 2018. So episode 5 would have been February.
Yep.
And so, like I said, they say episode. I don't know why. It's a fucking movie. It's 81 minutes long. If anybody has watched any horror movies in the fucking 70s and 80s, there are tons that didn't make it past 120.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird that they're like, it's a series. Like, it's a long fucking one for that.
And when I saw it, I thought it was a series of movies.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, cool, they're doing movies. Like, technically, if you want to look at like Masters of Horror, they're around an hour, so that's more of a series.
Yeah,
right.
Once you
get over the hour,
once you get over an hour, that's a movie.
Exactly.
All right.
That is a I don't know. Can we say madness fact?
Yes. Yeah.
that is a madness fact. That doesn't work as well.
Madness fact.
Yeah, the echo.
That's what you gotta have.
So that's how we're gonna bring it in. There's so much. I mean, the season 2 kind of got cut short. Well, season 3.
Yeah.
Kind of got cut
season
short.
3, yeah, is the one.
No, it was season 2 because it started in October, went October to October, and then in the middle of season 2, COVID happened. Okay. They only released 4: Uncanny Annie, Pilgrim, Nasty Bit of Work, and then January, February, March. They went through May of season 2. There's still like 3 episodes left of season 2. They didn't get to finish because of COVID.
Okay. For some reason I thought it was season 3, but...
Yeah. No, because the season started in October, so we only had 2 October episodes.
Right.
So, but there are, based off what I've read, coming back, I believe, in March or April, I think it's supposed to be released. So, It needs to be specific because the movies relate to the month.
I was gonna say it's not one of those like Happy July Christmas one. Like, you guys are just throwing this bitch out here. You don't even fucking care anymore.
Unless it's a Christmas in July thing, then hey, that'll work.
All right, whatever.
It's Christmas on an island. It works. I don't know, but yeah. So Down is they actually utilize 2 of the month's holidays. They utilize Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day landed on the same weekend as President's Day.
Yeah.
In this particular year.
Kind of works for the plot. So,
long weekend, Valentine's Day. It all comes around. This beautiful love story was directed by a Daniel Stamm, and again, I have no fucking clue what he's done or who he is.
The only thing I saw in his credits was The Last Exorcism, which I think is that shaky cam exorcism
the Emily
movie.
Rose one?
No. That's a different one.
Mm-hmm.
The Last Exorcism is the shaky cam where they go in and it's first person looking at an exorcism being conducted. So he's good with the shaky cam, which I know really makes you happy. So
luckily, this movie's not shaky cam.
Yeah.
But when I hear exorcism, I just think they're all wannabes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you start to shut down after a while. Yeah,
They're just not.
The exorcism of I don't care. Like whatever. Fuck it. Stop it.
Stop. The devil.
No, this
No.
This one's almost like The Exorcist. Like, well, guess what?
I'll just watch The Exorcist.
I'll fucking watch The Exorcist again. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you for the newer production. I'll fucking watch the OG one. All right.
Exactly. Fucking A. So the cast in this is. That's right. All right. The
4
plot.
people?
The plot made it awesome for budget.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like basically a tiny room made to look like an elevator with 2 people.
Yeah.
80% of the time. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant.
There's, I think, 2 other people that show up besides our 2 main characters.
Well, I was trying to figure out later on in the movie when the other security guard shows up with his girlfriend if that was the same chick who was the secretary at the beginning and they just reused her.
I don't even remember the secretary. All right.
Remember, she's like, what's her face is like there in the office with her secretary, and the secretary's all like Valentine's Day and decorating, and
probably. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. I mean, we're not hiring other actors for 2 lines. Fuck that.
Fuck that. She went to sleep. It's fine. So we're going with the 2 main actors. We've got Matt Lauria, Lauria, Lauria. I don't know, fuck whatever. He plays our character Guy / John Deacon.
Yep.
And then we've got Natalie Martinez, who is a spicy meatball.
Yes.
I just mixed Italian.
Yeah, that.
Whatever. It's fine.
It's a spicy taco. Anyway.
But her name is white as fuck. It's Jennifer Robbins.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Jennifer. How's it going?
White bread name. But
could I have a burrito? I would like a burrito, please.
So what's fucking awesome is I remember I watched this when it roughly right after when it got hit Hulu in 2019. On rewatching it, I realized I had watched a series later on that had hit Netflix where these same 2 actors were in the series, and I remember watching the series. I'm like, where the fuck do I know them from?
What series?
It was a series called Kingdom. It was actually a DirecTV series. Because I guess DirecTV was running their own series at one point. But it had Frank Grillo in it, who was Crossbones.
Yeah.
In the MCU.
Huh.
And Joe and what the fuck? One of the Jonas Brothers, Nick Jonas, was in it.
It's kind of random.
But it's just weird. You got the same. So Natalie Martinez is a fighter, and Matt Lauria is a fighter. I'm not going to go into their story and all that shit because I don't want to. This isn't about that. But anyway, they end up being love interests in the show. So you get a little more. You get a little more skin from Natalie Martinez. You see a little more booty of her riding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, girl, get it. 'Cause she's a fighter. She's more aggressive, right? She's got that aggro in her. And anyway, I thought it was funny that they were, what's the word? Consenting adults in Kingdom versus kind of consenting / lying to and down.
Now, one thing I wanted to kind of bring up is, this past year I knocked out a lot of the Into the Dark, and just you go episode, stuff like that. And I'll be honest, watching Down, rewatching it, made me kind of appreciate in some of these that I kind of sped through a lot of these so fast because we were just at this point like, all right, how many do we have left? All right, and I'd watch like 2 or 3 a night. And Down really impressed me that second viewing.
Yeah, I gotta
to
agree
the
with
point
that.
where I realized I kind of missed stuff because I was just powering through all these episode movies,
Mm-hmm.
and so I might have to go back on a couple of the ones that I enjoyed, but I wasn't as passionate about because I definitely put this higher up my list than I did originally.
Yeah, and the same. Like, so I mean, we've gotten to the point where we show our cards, whatever, early on this stuff, but
We do, dude. When we don't like something, there's some groaning that accidentally happens. So I'll just say that, all right?
But anyway, I did enjoy it the first viewing, but yeah, watching it the second time, I thought it was that I forgot that I enjoyed it that much, or I think I just enjoy it more.
Yeah.
You know, because when I started the Into the Dark series, there was already like a season up, so it's like, oh, I got all this shit to watch, sweet.
Well, this one too, I think there does sometimes have to be some of the Into the Darks are very like supernatural heavy at times, and this one
it's all human factor.
It's all it's pretty much just it's not coincidental. Everything is planned. It's like almost like a serial killer, a serial stalker is the best way to put it.
So let's kind of dig into this and kind of get through to the point. Some of the stuff we're talking about, we've kind of bounced around a little bit. Don't want to keep you guys confused if you haven't seen it, but it takes place in a office building. Like, I don't even know what the fuck they do.
Yeah, Friday night, right?
There's different businesses on each floor apparently.
Yeah,
and this like a heavy indoor job businesswoman. You kind of introduced to her, and it's just her in the dark. It's dark in the lobby outside. You know, it's like she's like basically the last one there.
Yeah,
except for her assistant.
As we learn early in, late out. She's just the last person in her office. I mean, you can see she's walking to the elevator. Nobody else is in the hallways. It's just her. She's obviously, it's like I think 7:45 when she's leaving the office.
Fuck, crazy. But it shows that she's emailing somebody who you can kind of tell through the email is an ex-lover / relationship, and the way they show her, it kind of leads you to believe that it's probably her fault that the relationship is over.
Yeah.
She's like a workaholic that can always kill relationships. You don't know. They don't really go far enough into it throughout the movie to give you an actual answer, but the way they portray it is that she is the reason why it's... Because she's sending the email, I miss us, yada yada, whatever. She's flying to see him. He did not ask her to come.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stalkerish in its own.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. It's like, hey, surprise. It's like, hey, I'm back. I got this chick for the weekend. What are you doing here? Like, you don't know what he's got going on.
I decided to book an 11:45 p.m. flight to see you. That's not weird at all.
No, exactly.
No.
Seriously though, like, so.
Oh, by the way, on Valentine's weekend.
Can
we also throw that out there?
Valentine's weekend.
/
President's Day weekend. So it's a long weekend. You don't got to come back to work till Tuesday.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's, doesn't want to miss her flight. She's walking to the elevator. Meanwhile, there's another office gentleman who is likewise walking to the elevator. And there's a couple things that happen in between that you don't realize what they were until later in the movie. You're like, oh, that's what was happening. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
it looks normal.
A little bit, but he also kind of shows all his cards later on,
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, while it's happening, the first viewing, you're like, this is completely normal looking. They end up on the same elevator. She's on a floor above him, and they end up on the same elevator because they're both leaving for the weekend. And then all of a sudden the elevator stops, and there's nobody at the security desk to help them. There's nobody in the building. It's just them. They're like, what the fuck?
They try doing pry the doors and they won't open, and apparently there's no ceiling grate they can fucking pop open. They're fucking trapped, just waiting it out.
And there's a bunch of from that point there's just like a bunch of more just communication. They're just talking.
Well, I'll admit, if you go into this blind, you almost think, okay, there's going to be maybe a supernatural factor, or like that movie Devil or whatever like that, where people are trapped. I know. But because both characters seem pretty normal. He's shooting the shit with her, and they're just joking. There's not anything that screams at you that either of the characters are a danger to the other person. Like, everybody's normal. So you're thinking, okay, what else is going on? So stuff starts to build up. They're joking around. She's got to fucking pee, so she pisses in her thermos.
Well, because he finally broke open the bottle of wine. They were both... He had flowers and wine. They were both
little bits where they're
going to their prospective Valentine, and they had to break into their own shit to,
And they started kind of flirting a little bit, and next thing you know, fuck, they don't know how long they're gonna be there. They fuck.
Yeah.
And that's the... right after them fucking is when shit goes backwards.
And we say it when they're fucking. So meanwhile, this is roughly about, this is 81 minutes. This is roughly the halfway point of the film.
Yeah.
It's roughly around, Oh,
I'd say about, it's about 30 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they fuck. And almost goddamn immediately after that is when Guy starts showing his fucking cards.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, yeah, that was awesome and stuff like that. And she had brought up about how, she was going to try to fix things for her fiance.
She showed him the gift that he was going to take her and everything.
Yeah, ex-fiance.
It was like
from
cigars
earlier.
and shit like that. Like, she was going with like a baller gift too. Like,
yeah.
He knew all this, and it's like, hey, this was fun, but
But that's the whole thing, is that as soon as they're done, he's just like, how are you going to handle the whole thing now, like with your ex-fiance? And she's like, what do you mean handle it? I mean, I still want to work things out. And he's like, that chick that is just attached, where it's like, no, we just had sex.
We connected, right?
We're in love now.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I appreciate it. It's one of those wild moments to go, man, there's this time I was in an elevator and we're stuck in there for a day or two.
Said,
and
I just gave you that sex, a sex story. Yeah.
And that's when you start seeing things wires getting crossed.
Quick.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. He almost turns into bad guy monologuing at that point, because he goes, no. This is how this is supposed to work out. Mm-hmm. He's like, I took all this time,
effort, and plan.
Yeah.
What?
And yeah, and that's where it got kind of weird, because all of a sudden he's like, no, we're supposed to fall in love, because I set this all up,
Mm-hmm.
I followed you with the security cameras, see, and shows her all the. I've been doing all this stuff. This has been planned out for months, and she's like, what the fuck is going on?
Exactly.
Now, I will say this. Her reaction, not very bright.
Mm-mm.
Because they're still trapped in there. And she acts, again, you will react normally very aggressive. Fuck you, you piece of shit. I'm going to the cops. You are fucking, but they're still trapped in the elevator. But she runs out there, and that fucking sets them off. And then you have another little thing that pops up. I'm not going back to prison. Not good.
No.
Not good.
No. But exactly, Rachel pointed out, it's like, Rachel's watching, and she's like, no, bitch, play along. Just play along.
Exactly.
Just get to safety.
I feel like that was kind of my biggest problem with the movie, and I guess it's because they had to push it through, because again, timing, they're not a full-length movie, but you kind of all of a sudden push through what he's done, and you push through how her animosity towards him, kind of hurrying it up,
Mm-hmm.
Instead of her discovering his cell phone, it falls out of his pocket, she sees that it's surveillance camera, something that would give her indication she solved it. He just tells her.
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of him going, I wonder how she's going to be about this, she blatantly is like, no, fuck you. I'm going to the cops, you piece of shit.
Exactly.
And then things get violent.
Oh, I mean, he dude's losing shit. He's fucking punching the shit out of stuff, just slamming shit, slams her head against the fucking floor.
Well, before that, remember, she fucking, she's like, back the fuck off. And remember, she takes her fucking shoe, and that's... She smacks the fuck out of him, and blood goes spraying. And that's your first blood splatter in the elevator, is him. And then as he falls down, she goes by him, as everybody wants to do. Always check on the unconscious person that just attacked you. And he greets her with
head to the ground.
Yeah.
Ultimate head slam.
There's no way I can't examine this from far away. I must be really close. And, no, never mind. Now my head got slammed to the ground.
And then kind of from there, we're getting just this weird, that whole sociopath stalker vibe for him. She's a prisoner now versus somebody who's stuck with somebody.
Yeah.
And he's this clearly mentally ill person, who's he breaks open the cigar that she got, and he's smoking it with her and talking about
a shirt, which he decides
he puts that on.
He's like, we're the same size. You're like, oh god. And then the cigar,
smoking cigars, and then he's leaning up next to her and smoking it and acting like they're a couple and just being that's fucking creepy, dude.
It blows my mind how much he held in his crazy till after they fucked, because everything after that, he's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? I got a cigar. Have you ever done anything weird with a cigar? And just everything is weird, crazy.
Well, not everything.
Creepy.
He's calm. He's calm at certain points.
Some points, but his crazy is showing most of the time.
When because part of the thing before the twist in the turn was they were trying to find an escape out of the top of the elevator, right? There's got to be an escape out of the top because they have to change the light bulbs. you can't. They don't normally have elevators. You change the light bulbs from the inside.
Yeah.
Right. And also for safety reasons, you need an escape hatch because every elevator shaft has a ship's ladder.
Yeah.
Up and down it. But they couldn't find it. Well, he finds it and breaks it open. And then he's like trying to get out, it's like, you prop me up. She's like, no, you prop me up. And he's like, oh, no, I don't know. You might still run away and call the cops on me. But, and then again, she does the stupidest thing in the world. And Rachel got so pissed and yelled at the TV.
That's the aggravating thing.
He helps her up, gets her out of there. She turns around still while she's just on the top of the elevator, right next to him pretty much, and flicks him off.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, pretty much like, okay, now you're fucked.
He just yeeted himself up to the fucking ceiling to pop the tile. You don't think he can get out of the elevator?
Yeah, which then he takes the shirts, ties them together, is able to...
climbs up the fucking wall.
Climbs it up and
the man is physically fit.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. It was a little... You know what? You wait till you get to the actual door, and then hey, can you see me from down there? Then you flick him off and tell him to go fuck himself. But then we'd have a shorter movie. It'd be under an hour, and it couldn't be.
Yeah, but I hate when stupidity is a reason we have a longer movie.
I know.
Sometimes I get it with certain things. Sometimes you
do get a pretty good hardcore scene though, where she's trying to go up the ladder, making it over to the actual doors, the elevator doors, and he makes it over, grabs her, and they both fucking fall. What, like 15 feet, 20 feet?
A long way.
Yeah. Which I don't know. That motherfucker's got a great back because they crash back into the fucking elevator.
He lands on his back.
He lands on his fucking back.
No, he bitches about his back the rest of the movie, and he's limping.
I understand bitching about your back, but that's at least a 20-foot fall. You know what? You don't bitch about your back. Your legs don't work anymore, okay? Like, there's, that really hurt, and I can't wiggle my toes. There's a difference, man.
No, that's true. There is a difference. But then they end up passing out together, and she wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
And then he kind of wakes up, but then like this is where it starts taking a turn in her favor, because he starts revealing all. Now, was that before or after the cigar cutter scene?
You know, what's funny is I think that was after, because she had to break him down. He was still very defensive and fighting her, and so when he wakes up, he's tied up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, fuckhead, guess what I have?" And
she had the lighter, and she had the.
She shows the cutter for the cigar cutter. And the lighter, and just like, oh man, and it goes to black.
His pants down. No. She pulls his pants down first. You see his tighty whities, and you're like, oh no, no.
And then it goes to black.
This
is
essentially rape. Yeah, essentially rape. When you lie completely and you set this up.
Yeah,
that's. I mean, am I wrong in that? That's essentially rape.
No, what he did was all. Yeah, it's fucked up. But then it goes to black and comes back. And you don't know till he says, "Thank you for not dismembering me."
He said, "Thank you for not
disfiguring me."
Disfiguring me. Yeah.
But then she's like, "All right, fuck this. We're eventually gonna get out of here. I have enough power on my cell phone." Which again, congratulations, whatever cell phone they have. That 3 days later, like with it roaming the entire time.
Well, no, it wasn't 3 days at this point, was it?
Yeah.
Was it 3 days?
Yep. Okay. Because at this point they're bringing up because she says it's Sunday night.
That's right.
She goes in like, I am gonna, and she's like, I was fooled into going into the elevator. I was in this elevator.
I was fooled into having sex.
Yeah. So then she records him, and he starts going over what he did, but then he goes into a level of not just confessing what was set up that day, but how he ended up in that situation.
Like,
which
is me.
He
like,
used
this
to
was
be
me.
a big person in finance.
Big business
got
person.
all cocky, was driving one night, drunk driving. Killed the chick that was in the car, and then pretty much he got off with 6 months in prison, but nobody would hire him again, so he became a security guard. So his whole ploy is that, yes, he is obsessed with this chick, but he also wanted to play the role again, all dressed up, working in a financial building, doing chit-chat and flirting and stuff like that. So it was like he wanted to role play into that again.
Yeah.
Not that you're going to feel any pity for him. No.
And then clearly, there's something wrong with him, because, like, I mean, that's going to some lengths to feel like. I mean,
now at this point, then we cut away from the elevator, and one of his coworkers,
he took his shift.
And we find out his real name because throughout the beginning of the movie, he goes by Guy.
Yeah.
At this point, he actually says, "She's like, what is your name?" And he goes, "John." And she's like, "Full name," and it's John
Deacon.
Yeah, Keegan.
Deacon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And at that point, she's still like, okay, but later you see his coworker come in and he goes, "Where's John?"
Well, he says that like he already admitted he's a security guard.
Yeah.
And he took.
But you still don't know if you can buy his shit.
He told one person that he would take his. What was plausible? He's like, I told this person I would take their shift, and then I told this other person I would take their shift, and they didn't know I took their shift, so there'd be no other security guards there that evening, that day. So like it just made sense. I never questioned that. It just made sense.
Yeah. Now one of the best parts, in my opinion, of the movie is you get one of his coworkers comes in to show off his work to the chick he took out on a date, and they come in. She's fucking tired. She lays down on the couch in the lobby. He's looking for John to introduce her to her, and he looks at the cameras and he sees one of the elevator cameras where it's
falling through
blood,
the fucking
blood and two bodies. He's like, what the fuck? So he makes it up to down to that level where the elevator is like shut off. It's like halfway.
It's in one of the two other parking decks, I think. Right?
Yeah, but it's like halfway up where when he opens the doors, there's just the little bit of the elevator still showing. He opens it up. She is like, help me. And then he goes to grab something, and then she gets knocked the fuck out. And then coworker shows back up, and John, and he's like, hey, I need your key, man. I need your key. My key's broken. He's like, all right. He's like, bring it down. He's like, I can't. I'm too injured. You're going to need to come into the elevator. We all know.
Dude.
We all know what's going to happen next.
I've been like, here, fling.
Yeah. Well, no, he gives him the key, but then he says he's too injured to actually even put the key into the thing. He's like, I'm going to need your help. And which is dumb friend. Dumb coworker is like, all right, I'll just slide all up into the elevator, and then here comes Psycho John.
He's already got the key in the freaking.
Yep.
Turn the elevator back on.
Grabs the dude's arms. Is like, bye.
And that was
Yeah.
And then next thing you see, he's in a trash bag with his feet next to his head.
Yeah. What I love though is that he hits the button, makes the elevator go up, and you just hear and just pop, and then blood. They don't actually show it, but they show him struggling. You see what's going to happen, and then you just have the sound and then the effect across the elevator. I actually like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get away with doing that where you don't have to show the effect as long as you're giving all the other clues to exactly what happened. All right.
And then the elevator, the elevator goes down. He's got the body in the bag. He opens up he's above the elevator now, so he's got the elevator shaft opened up, and he just chunks the body on top of the. No. Yep. Was it below or above the elevator?
It was,
below.
He gets to the very bottom of the shaft.
So he just throws that down. And then
he takes all his clothes off, throws all his bloody.
Washes his stuff, and puts his security uniform back on.
Which is great, because he's like, all right, good. And then he goes to the security desk, because he already knocked Jennifer out, put her in the trunk of his car, and then get rid of the body, get changed. He walks to the locker room naked, cleans up, puts his security outfit on, goes to the front desk, just to start erasing all the footage of the last 3 days. So there's nothing there. And then he notices, oh shit, as his coworker's girlfriend, who had been asleep on the couch, walks over, he goes, hey, do you know where he might have gone up to? And he's like, I'm going to take you to him. He says he had to split.
Yeah.
That was such a dad joke, but no, he had to split. But, of course, next scene is him dumping the dude's girlfriend's body.
There's a cool scene of him, going ape shit and charging at her. That was pretty cool.
I do like that.
And then, he's like, hey,
does.
Whatever his name was like, hey, coworker, found your girlfriend. She's been looking for you. Thunk. I'm like, oh my God, come on, man.
He had to split. God damn it. So pretty much, it looks like at this point he's cleared out the footage. Any witnesses
got girl in the trunk.
Yeah, he's got her in the trunk. So he just gets everything connected with. He cleans up the shit out of the fucking elevator, everything. Now he's just gonna, get rid of her. That's it.
He still has, because it's still the Sunday night, so he still has a whole day and technically another night.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's driving her to a dumpster. I don't know how. They don't say how. You don't know how far away.
It looks like it's pretty far out of town.
Yeah,
he's driving out for a while.
Fills a fucking dumpster full of fucking gas. He goes open up the trunk and put her in there, but he stops and he's like,
well, she looks dead. Yeah. He thinks she's dead because literally eyes open, not moving, and he pushes her mouth or her chin to check, and she's unresponsive. And he's like, all right, well, she appears dead. Don't need to check any pulse.
No, that's when he goes back around and does the kerosene. That's right. He checks first, then starts dumping the gasoline.
Yeah.
And then when he turns around, next thing you know, she had gotten out standing up and just knocks the fuck out of him.
When he'd already poured the gasoline, he was starting to throw her shit away. He grabs her purse.
That's what it was.
And she grabs the canister, and that's what you use to knock him the fuck out. He's on the ground. She gets in the car. At that point, she's like, I'm out of here. Speeds down. This is a long fucking alleyway where the dumpster is at the very end of the alleyway. But she speeds down, and she's like, you know what? Fuck that noise.
Well, this is kind of my biggest problem.
Okay.
Because all he had to do was step to the side.
It's pretty close enclosed, but yeah, no.
No, dude, you could have fit like 5 humans on either side of that fucking dumpster.
I think he was just kind of caught off guard and just, I mean, dude, he didn't have everything thought out. I know.
I'm sorry.
He gets very comic villain in several scenes in this. But
so anyway, she slams him against the dumpster.
Well, he jumps into the dumpster.
That's right, he jumps. Well, no, he gets hit first because remember, he's like fucking disabled in the dumpster.
When she's pulling back right before the car gets there, he jumps in the dumpster. The impact of her hitting the dumpster
that's right,
is where the stuff in the dumpster, because he didn't really scope out, does this dumpster have any sharp objects? He discovers the impact of the car into the dumpster. Okay, yeah, there were some sharp objects.
Yeah, he gets impaled, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Whoops.
But no, like I remember when he first pulls up, if you look to the side of the dumpster, there's tons of room. So he could have dodged the last minute, and she would have slammed it in the dumpster.
He's crazy. Who knows?
I'm sorry. It's just, it was just, come on. You were so good until that point. Like, as far as the planning and the getting away. Anyway.
But anyhow,
she lights the cigar.
I do like that, though. That's her I won moment, where literally she already knows, gasoline's in there. Dude's impaled. He ain't getting the fuck up. She fucking lights it up, lights the cigar, and just looks at him with that, like, you know what? I win, and you die, motherfucker. And then...
Oof, there we go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, all in all, especially for a short movie coming out in a series format, it passed the chopping block. It was enjoyable.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it more the second time, actually, even after enjoying it the first time.
It's one of those I'll definitely watch again. It's not that level, I think, chopping block where we sometimes bring up, would you own this in your collection?
No.
It's not fun. I might watch it again. You know what? This might become like a Valentine's Day movie. I'm like, hey, fuck it, I'll watch it
These
again.
are things, this is coming from strictly a realm of like a series. Like I literally do, even though I know it's a movie, it's still a series movie. It's not something that I'm going to,
I will say this,
I'm gonna buy and own.
I think there's enough in the series of Into the Dark that I enjoyed that eventually if I found like a box set, maybe I would own it.
Fair.
And this might be one that I'll go, I'll watch it again.
It it's a Hulu series. As long as you have Hulu, you're going to have access to it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like HBO. As long as you have HBO, you're going to have access to Tales.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, shit. So is Handmaid's Tale, but you still can buy that on.
Well, no, I mean, you can buy anything, Sopranos, anything network related or you have to pay for that's streaming. But
so
I'm just saying,
eventually Into the Dark will probably be a box set. So
maybe. I feel like they have actually stopped releasing seasons on Blu-ray.
Maybe.
I mean, I could be 100% wrong. Listeners chime in, but I feel like it's not as prevalent to go buy like a season on DVD anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I sold on mine to Plan 9.
But that's about the only way. I wouldn't go out to buy this specifically, but if it's part of the collection, it's one of those, it won't be the top
Into the Dark
of my
Season
list.
1. You got 12 movies. There you go. But definitely a solid film. If you haven't watched Into the Dark series, start watching it. Start with this one. I mean, it's a fun ride. And this is not even the best of the best that we've seen in Into the Dark. And it's also not the worst.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a little above middle tier.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, and as always, hit up goipodcast.com. Check out all the podcasts under the network. We got flavor for everybody. And hit us up, lowdownbrown.gui@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about Down, if you've watched just this one, or if you've actually been following along with Into the Dark and what you think about the series. We'd love to hear from you. We were going to be releasing more of these now that we've actually found the way we want to release them.
Yep.
And so if you just want to hear reviews of the ones, you've already watched them, look for those in the future. And until we talk to you again, stay safe.
us at GUIpodcast.com.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIpodcast.com.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.